Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all? So we are talking about balancing side hustles and day jobs today. But to start off with, I would like to take a second to redefine the side hustle. So I have always disliked the term side hustle. I don't know how you feel about the term, but I prefer to call it your purpose and profit project. That may be partly because I'm a big fan of alliteration, which is true. I am. I'm a huge fan of alliteration. But it also may be because most people I know who have side projects are doing it because they love it, right? Like they're doing something they really, really love. And at the same point in time, they want to make extra money. So there's this perfect purpose and profit alignment. So, and the word hustle has a long history and many connotations, from overwork on one side to exploitation on the other. And I personally am trying to re-examine my use of the word and remove myself from any of the toxicity that comes from perpetuating a hustle culture mindset, and this kind of mindset that glorifies working oneself to death. So that's sort of like a roundabout way of saying I am not using side hustle anymore. I'm going to use purpose and profit project. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. So welcome back, right? Welcome back to the Impact in Action live show, where we talk about mindset shifts and tactical approaches to help you put your impact into action. Now, my name is Maryann Lombardi. I am the founder and CEO of Maryann Lombardi Coaching, where I help women and non-binary entrepreneurs build wealth and independence by ditching the work-life balance battles so that they can build profitable businesses that are in alignment with the kind of life that they choose to live. So you may have a day job or a full-time gig, and you may already be running a purpose and profit project on the side, or maybe you're thinking about starting up one of these projects, right? So today we're going to talk about 3 steps for how you can balance the two so you can do it as well as feeling invigorated and feeling inspired, not burning out, right? And, having a good time, right? Which is what you should be doing. So let's dig in. So step 1 of this process is to clarify, right? What is the point of your new purpose and profit project, right? Why the heck are you doing it? What do you want from it, right? What is the purpose? What does it fill you with, right? How much of this is purpose motivated and how much of it is profit motivated, right? This is an important thing to know, because when you know the intent, you can better plan and execute based on that intent, based on your primary needs for doing the project in the first place. So, for example, if your primary goal is to make more money so you can beef up your kids' college fund or save money for vacations, upgrade your car, I don't know, actually build out that retirement fund that you're supposed to have, but you don't really have. You sort of have a tiny, tiny, small one and you've been neglecting it, right? Your approach to that side project can be built to achieve faster results if profit is the primary motivator, right? So if that is true, ask yourself before you get into it, are there advancement opportunities in your current gig, right? It's worth looking at this, right? Is your current job something where you can earn enough money to build the wealth that you were looking for without sacrificing your family and your, mental and emotional health in the process? So if your current gig can provide you that, actively pursue those opportunities, right? If not, then you can look for a side project that produces profit fast, right? That takes advantage of the skills that you already have, right? Because you want to get into it quickly. And that doesn't require a large time or emotional investment. Now, if purpose is your primary goal, it doesn't mean you don't want to make more money. Of course, who doesn't? But if you are motivated by a purpose-oriented focus, take the time to figure out what lights you up, right? Maybe the plan is for this project to become your full-time gig, right? So you can dump the day job and live a more free and independent life, right? If that is your goal, take the time to figure out what you love, right? What do you love doing day in and day out? The thing that you could do day in and day out, and don't rush it. Because if you plan ahead and figure this stuff out, get your foundations, understand the purpose, understand what you love and why, You're not going to waste time down the line trying to figure this stuff out after you've launched something, which is not financially a good thing to do, right? And is also just a really bad idea, right? So you can take a look at my previous live on YouTube about how to create an irresistible offer, and I'll link to that in the show notes in the comment as well, which will help you build out this purpose-oriented purpose and profit project. Okay. So step two, let's set your expectations, right? You want to set your own reasonable time and money expectations. There are going to be a ton of people online in your immediate circle and probably in your face that will tell you how much to invest your time and how much money you can make when starting your project, right? So make sure you are listening to you before you are listening to them, right? So sit down with yourself somewhere without distraction and start setting some of these expectations. If you have never done one before, this is probably a good point to do a time audit, right? Now, if you feel like you already have a handle on how you are spending your time, that's great. But if you haven't done one in a while or you've never done one, do it. It's really a wonderful thing to do. Now, a time audit will help you take a look at how much time you spend during the day doing whatever it is, right? It helps you see where you do and do not have time. And by extension, will help you restructure that time and help you see where you need help. So I've also included, I have a time audit that you can do. And so I've included that in the show notes as well as in the comments as well if you need help with this. So, and just as a side note, it's also good when investigating your time to audit how you spend your time at your day job, right? Because are you doing more than is in your job description? You know, maybe you're doing other people's jobs as well as your own, or maybe you're taking on other responsibilities you don't need to. There may be some space that you need to find in your J job to build out time for this project, as well as in your life, right? Like your day-to-day activities. So once you have a handle on the kind of time you can commit to your purpose and profit project, set it, right? Set that time, commit to it. Maybe that means you can devote one evening a week and maybe 1 4-hour block on the weekends. That's great. Maybe you have time 3 evenings a week or maybe all week. Whatever time you have, doesn't matter. Set it, right? And this time should not sacrifice your mental, physical, and emotional health, right? Like you don't want to start a new project and work yourself to death, right? So it's your choice. There's no right, there is no wrong. All you have to do is set your expectation and commit to it. Again, if it is just one night a week, that's totally fine, right? So set the expectation and commit to that time, no more, no less. Now let's talk about money and expectations, because how much do you want to make off of this new profit producing project? Not need, but want to make. See, it's important to start thinking in wants and not just needs. Of course, you need money, but when you need things, right? Like Maslow's got a hierarchy of them. But when you only focus on needs, you don't take into consideration what happens after the needs are met. So you condition yourself to think in sections of need, which are often short term and finite until the next need comes up, right? So think in wants. This gets you accustomed to thinking and dreaming in those long-term outcomes. So do you want an extra 500 a month, right? Maybe it's an extra 1,000. Maybe it's an extra 5,000 a month. Whatever you want, that's fine, right? But set it. What's the aim? Think about it. And make sure you are clear what that extra money provides you. Not the things that it buys, but the feeling that it provides, right? Like, is it providing you freedom, independence? Does it provide you peace and joy and relaxation, right? Like maybe that car that you want to buy that you have to upgrade for your other car, it's not about the car, but it's the fact that you don't have to worry about the car breaking down. You don't have to worry about the fact that you can't fit anything in the car. You don't have to worry about, right? It's not just about the car. It's about what the new car provides you, how it makes you feel, right? So hold on to that feeling because that is what propels you forward. It's the feeling, not the thing. So whatever amount of money you choose that you want to make, work to achieve it without sacrificing your mental, physical, or emotional health. Okay. Again, there's no right or wrong. Set your time, set your money expectations, and commit to working toward both of those. So, step 3, ask for help, right? You're going to need some help. Just accept it, do it. And I'm going to make a gross generalization here and say that if you identify as a woman or have been the primary caregiver for other people of all ages, it is possible you kind of suck at asking for help, right? Because you spend a shit ton of time helping everyone else. So asking for help yourself is not usually your go-to move. I can speak from experience. This is still a work in progress for me. I'm constantly trying to figure out how to do a better job of asking for help because there's this thing in my head that says, just figure it out, Maryann. Just go figure it out. You can go do that. But no. And just because you may be able to figure out, it's probably not a good use of your time. So ask for help. Okay. Because consciously or not, you've probably been conditioned to think that your primary role is to serve. This is not your fault. It just may be a truth. So asking for help is a learned skill, and we should treat it that way. It takes time, it takes attention, it takes practice. So this is a good time to practice it. So stay focused on your time and money goals. You only have so much time to devote to earning so much money. So think about what kind of help you need to make both of those things happen, right? Like your needs for help probably fall into a couple categories. One is like skill, right? Skill or tech help. One might be time help, right? Building out more time for you. And one may be like general emotional support help, which I think is an important one not to ignore. So first, clearly identify what do you and do you not know how to do. With limited time, it doesn't make sense for you to learn a bunch of shit that you could just go ask somebody else to help you with. So stay focused on your skills and get others with the skills that you don't have to help you. So you may need, I don't know, help with tech, building out a website or other platform or social media support, right? Like ask the neighbor kids for help or your own if you have any, put them to use. Or maybe you need like legal advice or some boilerplate language or something. Ask a lawyer friend of yours, right? Like barter the support if you need to with somebody you know. You also may need help building out the time that you have committed to, right? So take out that time audit, and what does it say? Maybe it shows you are doing the lion's share of the house or care work in your family. This could be a fabulous opportunity for an overdue conversation about how to better distribute the unpaid labor in your home, right? So ask for help from your partner or your kids or hire someone to come in and help. So Sylvia, best investment ever. She cleans my house and it is worth every penny. And I am so grateful for her because I know the days that she comes when I come home to a Sylvia cleaned house, it is better than I can clean my own house. She makes the bed like I don't know how to, and I've never regretted the expense ever, right? Think of it as an investment in your emotional and mental health, right? Towards the success of that purpose and profit project. So invest. But don't take Sylvia, please. I'm not giving you her number. That's terrible. I should give you her number because she's awesome. But I don't know what I would do without Sylvia. Anyway, and last but certainly not least, make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who support you in this endeavor, right? This is like that community piece because you don't want to have people around you who are like, what? Why are you doing that? That's, I wouldn't do that, right? So you do need, and I consider that help, right? Like you do need help with this emotional support because it's challenging starting a new business, right? So you want to have people around you who get it. You want to have people around you who are like cheering you on and be like, damn straight, you go, get that thing done. Okay. So let's sum this up real quick. In order to balance your day job with your purpose and profit project, number one in these 3 steps is clarify the point of that project. Why do you want to do it in the first place? Is it purpose or profit oriented, right? Like what is the point of it? Okay. Set your expectations very clearly, number 2, for how much time you can commit and how much money that you want to make, to earn, to profit off of this activity, okay? Number 3, ask for help where you need it and build that skill, because help is a learned skill. Asking for help is a learned skill. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to know in the comments whether or not you already have a purpose or profit project, or whether or not you're interested in starting one up. And if you need any help, please feel free to reach out and let's hop on a call and talk about it. All right. Thank you all. See you next week.